Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for being with us on this journey. I am Diana Popa, business coach, and today my special guest is Brian. Brian's journey into entrepreneurship began back in 2012 with the thought that people needed access to vetted natural health providers. The vision was to create the Angie's list of holistic healthcare practitioners. After 3 years of doing everything on his own, making lots of mistakes, and seeing meager results, he shut the business down. Even though he took a punch to the gut by the real business world, the fire to be an entrepreneur never left. In 2018, Brian found the Unlock and the High Ticket Closer program. This unlocked his mind and reprogrammed his world to see the way things really operate. Since then, Brian has been helping online coaches and consultants with the 3 M's: mindset, messaging, and marketing of their business through his content, interviews, and one-to-one coaching. Welcome, Brian. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Well, thank you so much, Diana. I appreciate the opportunity, and that was perfect intro. That's my story.
I love this because people, when they are coming to the interview and they hear me saying their story, their bio, they are like, I like this. I love this because this always makes an impact to realize how much we are doing actually and how much we are accomplishing. So thank you so much. I would like to start the interview today by asking you, what is your story? If you can tell us a bit more about what happened in 2012 and 18 when you started a new business, and why did you decide to do this switch, this change into becoming a coach and helping other coaches?
Oh, well, that's a lot to unpack, so I'll try to get right to it. So what happened after I shut my business down in 2012 is I really understood at a very visceral, like I said, I got that gut punch by the real business world. So I understood at a very visceral level that there are things out there that I did not know. And the saying goes, like, when the student is ready, the master will appear. So I went looking for what I didn't know as far as how to be an entrepreneur, how to get clients, how to close sales, all of these types of things. And that's when I found, Dan Lok online. And it's funny because I actually wasn't looking for his business per se. I found him because he's also a martial artist like me. So I was watching martial art videos on YouTube that were led by him, and then just went down the rabbit hole of his content and discovered, oh, he's a business guy. He does high ticket selling. That sounds interesting. Let me check that out. And the biggest unlock of that entire program was a sense of abundance. And I was living at that time in a sense of lack. And what Dan really did for me was open up my mind to the fact that no, the world is abundant. There is plenty of opportunity, plenty of money, plenty of friends, plenty of business for everyone, no matter what you do. And that really just blew my mind and opened the world of possibilities to me. And so after I went through that program, then I started again going, okay, so now I know how to close sales and do the back end of the business, but now I need the front end. I've got to be able to offer something of value. So, what does everybody have that they want to accomplish? Well, goals. So I found a goal setting life coach certification. I went through that. And then from the company I took that course from, I went on to entrepreneurship coaching. Because obviously I'm an entrepreneur, I figured if I could see how to coach other entrepreneurs, it'd be good for me too. And then the switch happened. I went through all of this training, all of this coaching. I was on the phone with my mom one day telling her that I had finished up this course. And she asked me, Brian, you've gone through all of these trainings and all of these courses. What do you want to do with all of this knowledge? And at that point, it was like somebody took over my mouth and spoke through me. And I just immediately said, I want to help 1 million entrepreneurs start and grow their first business and be successful. And I want to inspire thousands of people from stage. And the conversation just stopped because neither one of us could believe what I just said. But from all of this knowledge and all of this coalescing in my brain and my past experiences of again, getting that gut punch and having to shut my business down, I don't want that to happen to other people. I want to be able to help them be successful where I had failed. And that's where the transition and the switch has been made, and I haven't looked back since.
I love that. Thank you so much, Brian, because not only you are giving us the tips whilst you are telling your story, but also you are inspiring us that this is possible. Thank you once again. And I would like to ask you, because you mentioned that there is an abundance of everything. How did you manage to really start believing it and start acting from that place?
Well, at first it wasn't easy at all. Like any kind of growth, you have to push yourself beyond that comfort zone. And one of the things that I did is, as crazy as this might sound to some people, one of the things I did is I stopped caring about how much things cost. Because if you act from a place of abundance and the knowingness that for what you need in your life, you will always have enough money. You can, I'm not talking like big purchases like houses or cars or, like high ticket courses, things like that. Of course, you have to work within your resources, right? But I'm talking like mid to smaller items. If you want a name brand box of cereal from the store, just get it. Don't care that, the store brand is like $2 less. Get what you want, pay for it. That's what I mean. It's those little minute habit changes, not caring what things cost, and just going and getting it if that's what you want, if that's what you need. So that was one way. And I'll give you one more, and this is kind of a fun one. It was called the money drawer. So basically what you do is you get a pile of cash. It could be just $1 bills, doesn't matter. Get a pile of cash and put it in a drawer that you have to get into every day. Because it is really hard to believe that the world is not abundant, that money doesn't grow on trees, that it's hard to get. It's really hard to believe all that crap when you have to get rid of all this damn cash just to get to your socks. So those are two ways that you can start moving and shifting your mindset to abundance.
I love that. I know that it took me a long time to work with my mind, and exactly what you are mentioning about the limiting beliefs that we don't have money, that money doesn't grow up on the trees, and that we need to work hard for that money. And I went through many seminars, many courses to really get rid of those limiting beliefs. And I know that this takes time. Thank you once again for giving us these tips and these examples on what to do. I would like to ask you next, how can business owners work on their messages and their missions? You have a big mission for your own business. How can they develop theirs?
Well, both of these things, they start with the customer. They start with your ideal client, because they have to be based in what that person or what that business, what they want. My mission is to help 1 million people be successful in their first business. Well, obviously, if it's your first business, you're passionate about it, you love it, you're excited about it, you want it to win, right? You want that. Well, I want that for you too. So that's why it's part of my mission. And so in order to develop a mission that not only inspires you as the business owner, but inspires people to want to work with you, you have to really listen and understand what they want. And that only happens through research, through reading reviews, maybe of competitors. If you're a brand-based business, maybe doing like a focus group. So you have to get these people into your world, and you have to listen to what they want. And as far as developing your messaging, again, it goes back to listening to what they want. And there are little tweaks as far as what you can do, as far as putting, pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, as far as how to construct that messaging, which is one of the things that I help people with in my coaching. But it all starts with listening.
This is absolutely essential, and I believe this is essential in every area. Also in these interviews, I need to listen to you, and also I think in relationships, for example, we need to listen to each other what we need, and this definitely applies for the business world as well. Thank you once again, Brian. I would like to ask you next, how can a business owner start selling high tickets? What is one technique they can apply straight away to start doing it if they are not doing it yet?
Okay. Well, this goes back to when I first started coaching, like right at the beginning. So as I ended my course, I realized that I needed to test. I wanted to make sure that what I had learned was actually going to be valuable in the marketplace. So what I did was I basically just started posting different types of value posts, techniques, tips, things like that you could do to, start or grow your business. And it started getting reactions. People started, commenting. They liked what I was putting out there. And actually through just doing this, I was able to secure my first high ticket coaching client. So the first thing of this process is to test. And the next thing that I believe you could do is do what's called a low ticket offer, or some people call it a tripwire offer. You see it all the time. If you're in this market space, you see it all the time for, get an ebook for just shipping, or my physical book for just shipping. Or, come to my challenge workshop for just $7, So these are little steps along the value ladder. So you do the hypothesis testing, you do the low ticket offer, and the low ticket offer, and this is where it really transitions. The low ticket allows you to talk to people who are interested in what you do and are willing to pay for what you do. And the low ticket offer allows you to pitch your high ticket offer. So that is the chain as far as I see it.
Thank you so much, Brian. And I know this is something that is difficult when we are at the beginning as business owners, and this is very valuable information. I would like to ask you actually, how can people find their target audience? Because this is something that keeps coming up in my quizzes when people say, this is my biggest struggle, this is my biggest challenge, I cannot find clients, I cannot reach the right target audience, I don't know where to go and what to do. Do you have an answer for this?
Yes, you can hire me as your coach.
I like that.
Yeah, but I will say what you need to do in all seriousness is you need to look in the mirror, because 9 times out of 10, your ideal client is you, but it's you from the past. So whatever you do as a coach, as a consultant, as a business owner, whatever it is, normally you've gone down that path because you saw, or there was a problem within your life or within your business that you felt you needed to get through, that you needed to solve, right? And one of the things that I say all the time is that you as an entrepreneur, you are unique, you are talented, you are gifted, and you are absolutely needed in this world. But what you are not is special. And what I mean by that is there are hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of other people that are in this same struggle that you were in 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, however long it was. And they need your help. They need your business that you just started. So your ideal client, again, 9 times out of 10 is you from the past. So the more that you can go into that, think about it, internalize it. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? What were you going through? What did your life look like? The more you can dive into that, the more you'll be able to connect with the people that actually need your help, and the better your messaging will be.
Absolutely, I fully agree with you. And something else actually that comes up is generally, how can I differentiate myself from the competition? Because you mentioned there are many people out there, and you mentioned you are not special, but in the good way. How can we find actually to become unique within the competition and actually be the one which is special, not in terms of struggles, but in terms of really the positive aspect?
Right, right. And you're right. This is very important because the marketplace is crowded, it's noisy. And as far as the book Red Ocean, Blue Ocean, the marketplace is bloody. It's full of sharks. It's full of people trying to get at your ideal client just like you are. And how do you stand out? It's a very valid question. And the best way you can stand out is to be unapologetically yourself. And that is very simple, but it's also very scary. It's very scary to be yourself in a very public space. So one of the ways you can do that is just really dive into what are your values, right? Do you value connectivity? Do you value saving time? Do you value saving money? Do you value family? Do you value taking spiritual retreats or going on vacations? Like, what is it that you personally value that you also transfer to how you conduct business? So get a few lists of those values going. And then you can also get a list of what you stand for and what you stand against. So in the terms of what your business does and how other businesses or coaches operate in your market space, like what do you agree with and what do you vehemently disagree with? And if you can come up with those three lists, values, what you agree with and what you don't agree with, and be public with them, work those into your messaging, then you'll start to differentiate yourself as far as how you view the world, how you operate, and you'll start to attract those people who agree with you to you.
This is absolutely valuable. Thank you, Brian, once again. I would like to officially thank you for making yourself available and offering your services. I would like to close the interview by asking you, what are the programs that you are having? Who are you serving? And how can people contact you?
Right. So my main program, it's called Client Lab, and it's all about, as you mentioned, the 3 M's of your business: getting your mindset, your messaging, and your marketing right. And who I'm looking to help are online coaches and consultants, people that are tired of the 9-to-5 rat race and they want to go full time in their business, and they can't wait to hand their boss their 2-week notice because they have a roster full of clients waiting for them. That's who I'm really niching down and looking to help. And as far as getting in touch with me, I do most of my social media work right now on Facebook. So I'm very easy to find. Just type in facebook.com/Brian P, because my middle name is Paul, Brian P. Elam, and I'll come right up. I got a nice new photo of me looking all pensive, looking at the camera like this. You'll find me.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. Thank you once again. I am honored to have you here. I know that you have a lot of knowledge and experience to share with us. I hope that we are going to meet again in the future. And thank you for being here with me.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
And for those of you who need Brian, don't hesitate to contact him because he is going to transform your business. Stay connected because there is so much more to come.